This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. This time, the video will be on my own personal YouTube channel. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today. I hope you are all well here on this Thursday evening, heading into November 2025 now. What I've got coming up for you today is we're going to take another look at a horse based in New Zealand, because I unfortunately got my weeks wrong. I thought there was another week until the New Zealand Guineas. In fact, it's the first classic in New Zealand this coming weekend, the New Zealand 1000 Guineas. So what we need to do now is cross the I's and dot the T's, and dot the I's and cross the T's, ahead of that race, which I think is taking place this coming weekend on a Friday night, Saturday morning. So the horse I've got coming up for you in this video will be based in New Zealand. But before we do that, where can people find these horses? Well, they can be found at classicwatch2026.great/site.net. That's the place where people can find Classic Watch 2026 this year. People will see that at the minute there's only a tab for the Australian trained horses, but hopefully ahead of the New Zealand Guineas, all that will change and there will be two tabs open, and there might even be a few additions to the Roll of Honour as well, which only contains two races at the moment, and none of those victories in pattern races currently. So a long way to go regarding the Roll of Honour. This site has already taken out two classics this year, courtesy of Ole Dancer in the 1000 Guineas and Observer in the Victorian Derby. This time the site will be switching its attention to New Zealand, and New Zealand 1000 Guineas, the first Guineas Classic of the week, of the season in New Zealand. And entered in that race is this horse here, Origin of Love. Origin of Love, trained by Mark Walker and Sam Bergerson from their base at Matamata. Origin of Love is owned by Tiakau Racing, Magic Fillies Breeding Syndicate, and bred by Arrowfield Group Property Limited and Jungle Pocket Property Limited. The horse is sired by Snitzel out of an Australian bred dam called Re-Edit. People take a look at the current fields. You'll see that the horse is in the 2000 Guineas next week as well, in the 15th of November, but the current field on the 8th of November, the 53rd New Zealand 1000 Guineas, where the horse is looking like she might line up. Her form currently, the horse has raced 4 times, finished first twice and third once, 3 times out of 4 in the first 3, and she's currently earned 76,040 New Zealand Guineas at the moment, New Zealand dollars, at the moment. So very interesting horse this, I think. Got an interesting pedigree. The horse has won a pattern race on its last start. The horse managed to win the Group 3 War Decree Stakes on its last start, held at Canterbury. And she has also finished 5th in the Group 3 Burnswood Stakes as well before that, and after winning on her second start in a maiden at Canterbury as well. She beaten on her debut on a 3-year-old catchweight race, I think. Oh no, that was her debut there, where she was 3rd in the Vale, Tony Dennis, in under the jockey Opie Bosson on debut, where she could only finish 5th. But she did win on her second start, Group 3 5th on her third start, and then managing to win the Group 3, like I said, War Decree Stakes on her last start. So this is one that has at least managed to win a trial on her last start. Her second victory. What we're going to do in the usual fashion, we're going to take a look at the pedigree of the horse. We're going to go back quite a while on this one. Then we are going to watch the horse Origin of Love win the Group 3 War Decree Stakes recently. Then we will get on with our lines. But yeah, some very interesting horses on this line, I do think. It's fair to say. The dam line, you'll see War Decree there, winner of the Group 3 War Decree Stakes, held at Riccarton. 4 starts, 2 wins and a third. Like I said, earnings 76,040 New Zealand dollars. You'll see there that this horse here, Origin of Love, is dam line 10D. That is the dam line we are interested in on this horse. Everything else at the moment looks up to date at the moment. So I think we can get cracking now and start by looking at the dam of the horse, Re-Edit. A mare born in 2015, sired by Camelot, out of a dam called So Divine. Re-Edit raced 8 times in her career, 2 wins and 2/3. 4 out of 8 starts in the first 3, and she managed to earn 95,565 Australian dollars in her career. Re-Edit was 3rd in the Group 2 RPJ, is that a P or an R? I can never tell with my missing screen. 2019 Group 2 PJ O'Shea Stakes held at Doonben in Queensland. This horse has got a little bit of black type form from that race. The horse owned by Katsumi Yoshida and bred by Desharon Bloodstock, Stableball Bloodstock in Queensland as well. Very interesting dam. I did find a horse that was related to her. Teodora, a mare born in 2014, sired by Teofilo, out of So Divine as well. So this is a half-brother, half-sister to our dam. Teodora raced 10 times in her career, 2 wins, 1 second and 2/3. So 5 out of 10 starts in the first 3, managing to earn 60,250 Australian dollars in her career. Teodora was 3rd in the Group 3 South Australian Jockey Club South Australia Fillies Classic, a Group 3 race held at Morfettville as a 3-year-old. She was 3rd in that in 2018. Another one owned by Desharon Bloodstock and Stableball Bloodstock. Interesting then that the horses really do start coming a little bit after that. So Divine is a horse we're going to take a look at. So Divine, the second dam of our horse, a mare born in 2007, sired by High Chaparral out of Argante. People see that So Divine raced 4 times in her career, winning once and finishing 3rd on 2 occasions. 3 out of 4 starts in the first 4. 3 out of 4 starts in the first 3, according to this site. Earnings of 11,875 New Zealand dollars in her career. So Divine was 3rd in the Group 3 2011 Manawatu Classic held at Awapuni. And then you can see that the horses are starting to come now. And boy, do they keep coming. Monaco Consul is one we need to take a look at. Monaco Consul is a horse born in 2006, sired by High Chaparral out of Argante. So the second dam of our horse is a full sister to the Derby winner. Monaco Consul raced 16 times in his career, 3 wins, a second and 3/3. Only 7 times out of 16 in the first 3, but the horse managed to earn 1,470,300 Australian dollars, as well as earning 23,800 New Zealand dollars as well. Monaco Consul, you'll see there, 2009 Spring Champion Stakes victor and winner of the 2009 VRC Victoria Derby as well. Horse was 3rd in the 2010 Australian Derby and 3rd in the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes as well, 2,000 metres. And the horse was also 3rd at 4 in the 2010 Caulfield Cup Group 1. He's the head of the 2009-10 New Zealand 3-year-old free handicap. He's finalist of the 2010 Australian Champion 3-year-old, together with Denman, Shootout, So You Think, and Star Spangled Banner. The horse retired from racing following an injury when contesting the 2010 Melbourne Cup. The horse entered stud in 2011, standing for $19,800 at Patinack Farm, Australia. There's no record of the horse still being at stud. I did check it on Arian. We did see that the horse Monaco Consul, in fact, sired one horse, one stakes winner, the winner of the 2016 Group 2 Wakefield Stakes called Tiamo Grace, was in fact sired by Monaco Consul. That is, according to an Australian site I have to use every now and again, called BreedNet. You'll see there that was the only stakes winner that I could find at the moment. Yeah, only just the one stakes winner, sired by Monaco Council. We're on now to the third dam of the horse, Argante, Origin of Love. Argante, the third dam, was a mare born in 1995, sired by Starway, out of Ultraviolet. Argante, the third dam of the horse, was unraced. So the first two dams were placed in a sort of a mile and a half-ish races, pattern races. The third dam, Argante, is unraced. But now the horses really do start to come, it's fair to say. Going to take a look at Military Plume now. Military Plume was a horse born in 1983, sired by Sir Tristram, out of Ultraviolet. Military Plume raced 25 times in his career, 8 wins, 7 seconds and 2/3. 17 out of 25 starts in the first 3 for earnings of $929,530 Australian dollars in his career. Military Plume won the VRC Australian Guineas Group 1, and he also won the Rothwell Stakes in Group 1, which I think, looking at the WATC part, is a race that was in Western Australia. But I'm not sure if that race exists now. Dual Group 1 winner, Military Plume in his career, another classic winner on the line. I could find a little bit of record of this one being on Arian. Through this horse here, Shooting to Win. People look at the pedigree of Shooting to Win, they'll see that Military Plume is the dam of the sire of the second dam of this horse announced. So people can see from that Military Plume raced foaled 476 horses, and 409 of them ran, of which 287 of them managed to win. And the horse Military Plume sired 26 stakes winners throughout his career. So he sired a good few stakes winners. Military Plume, 26 of them, obviously not as many as some, but obviously a decent enough stallion in his day. Military Plume, it's fair to say. Another one we need to take a look at really is Niconi, because people will see that Frivolous Lass, the third dam of Niconi, is also out of Frivol, the second dam of our horse. So they're very closely related, Niconi, another one. Niconi, a horse born in 2005, sired by Bianconi, out of Nicola Lass. People will see that Frivol is the fourth dam of this horse, as we know. Niconi raced 10 times in his career, 5 wins, a second and 2/3. 8 out of 10 starts in the first 3 for earnings of $639,450 Australian dollars in his career. Niconi, a very good career as well. Dual Group 1 winner. The horse won the Galaxy Stakes, and he also won the Group 1 Lightning Stakes, as well as winning the Group 3 McEwen. The horse was second in, I don't know what race is, the Durban Stakes. I haven't got a clue what race that is. And he was also third in the Group 3 Daynhill Stakes. I think that race is now a Group 2. Won his first start as a 2-year-old over 1,000 metres at Sandown. The horse entered stud in 2010 at Widden Stud in Australia, where the horse is still standing at Widden Stud in 2025 for a stud fee of 13,200 Australian dollars. People can see plenty of Niconis have gone round in his career. Horse has sired plenty of horses, it's fair to say. 1,295 horses foaled by Niconi. 907 of them have ran, out of which 660 horses have won 2,051 races between them. The horse Niconi has sired 30 individual stakes winners, who between them have won 61 stakes races. And the horse has also sired 15 individual graded stakes winners, who between them have won 32 graded races. A couple of good ones there. The 14-15 crop, look at that. 23 stakes races. And the 13-14 crop didn't do too bad either. But yeah, they're still going round. Not really much success. Didn't fold a single stakes winner out of the 21-22 crop at the moment. People will see good sire of graded winners at ages 2, 3 and 4. The colts seem to be dominating the fillies, though, quite substantially. It's 27 graded races won by colts against only 5 by fillies. And the distance here is really, you're looking at the sprinters, aren't you? Anything under 6 furlongs, 25 of the graded winners have come under 6 furlongs. So it looks to be a good, regular, solid source of sprinters, it's fair to say. Niconi. Where are they going round? Well, mainly in Australia. 841, 8 have gone round in Australia. 31 in Hong Kong, 13 in Singapore, 18 in New Zealand, and 11 in Malaysia. Not many gone round in the Southern Hemisphere at all. The Northern Hemisphere, sorry. And you'll see all bar 2 of his stakes. Oh, one has gone round in Great Britain, and it is one stakes race. I wonder if that's one of them Australian sprinters that has been running round recently. You'll see there that a lot of the races have come in Australia and New Zealand, the graded winners. Best progeny, Nature Strip, there you go. Nature Strip, I do remember that did win at Royal Ascot, didn't it, I think? Nature Strip, by far and away, the best son of Nicconi, the gelding. Those of horses like Graceful Girl and Nicanova have done quite well. Graceful Girl did win a Group 1. I think they are the only 2 Group 1 winners side by the horse, I think. Nature Strip and Graceful Girl. You'll see there that Nicanova won the Group 2 Victory Stakes. Fatina won the Group 2, yeah, only them 2 Group 1 winners, sired by Nicconi. But yeah, interesting stallion, it's fair to say. Although he's sired a lot of horses for what has turned out to be 30 individual stakes winners out of 1,200. The next horse we need to take a look at is Nicanero. Nicanero is a gelding born in 2001, sired by Danzero out of Nicola Lass. People will see this is the same line as Nicconi. The Frivole is the 4th line, of 4th dam as well, of this horse, Frivolous Lass, the 3rd dam. Nicanero raced 55 times in his career, 13 wins, 5 seconds and 5 thirds. 23 out of 55 starts in the first 3. The horse managing to win 3,442,944 Australian dollars. This horse won some races. Nicanero won the Futurity Stakes Group 1. Horse also won the Group 1 at Kingston Town Classic twice. Also won the Group 2 Waterford Mile at MVRC Mooney Valley. Also won the Wellington Racing Club Stakes as well as the Auris Star Handicap, the Anniversary Vase. Horse was second in other Group 1s, the All Age Stakes, the Emirates Stakes, the Torak Handicap and the Sir Rupert Clarke, as well as the CF4. The horse was third in another Torak, as well as being third in a Railway Stakes as well. Very good horse. Very good gelding. Trained by D. Hayes and owned by him as well as PB DeVitt and LC Gordon. Plenty of pattern race victories out of Nicanero, who is Nicconi's brother. Looking at that, half-brother Nicconi out, of course, of Bianconi. The next one we need to take a look at is Separate. This is interesting. This horse born in 2015, sired by Sebring out of Recuperate, is actually a pattern race quality horse, believe it or not. Hasn't told us it was there. But I've closed down the page that I need now in a typical style, because a lot of these horses are like that. So let me just go straight to my tab and see if it'll open that one again. Yes, it will. Oh, no, I didn't want that one. My mistake. This is where videos can go not to pot, but they need to be on the right horse. Hopefully this will be Nicconi's page, and it is. If people can look on the damn side of Nicconi, you'll see this horse here. Separate has actually won 5 times, including winning the Camberwell Handicap. The horse was second in the Group 2 Size Produce Stakes at 2 of 2017. So there's little bits of pattern race form in this horse as well that the pedigree online thoroughbred database just does such a poor job of following its horses that it is getting more and more unreliable the more and more I try to use it, unfortunately. And people would look at this horse and don't think it was no good, you see. I don't see why they just don't update all their horses. The next one we need to take a look at is Zip Zip Array. Zip Zip Array, a gelding, born in 1998, sired by Bellotto out of Eastern Charm. People will see that Frivole is also the 4th dam of these horses, the same line as Nicconi. Dubai Lass is the 2nd dam. Zip Zip Array raced 51 times in his career, 5 wins, 2 seconds and 4 thirds. 11 out of 51 starts in the first 3. The horse earned 333,340 Australian dollars in his career. Another one where they are simply refusing to tell people that this was a pattern race quality horse. People would have to look here to see that this horse actually a Group 1 winner. Won the Group 1 Goodwood Handicap, this horse. And chosen not to tell us. Also third in the Yalumby Classic, third in the Spring Stakes as well. And also fourth in the Manicato. And as well, you see, it's a Group 1 winner, and this site is not even telling people that it's a Group 1 winner. What chance have people got if the information they're providing, they can't believe what they see? You know, people have to research everything and make sure they can get as near to the truth as they can when looking at these horses. Another one we need to take a look at is Zippanese, a mare born in 2002, sired by Bellotto. Another one out of Eastern Charm. This is a full sister to the horse we've just looked at. Zippanese raced 31 times in her career, 4 wins, 6 seconds and 2/3. 12 out of 31 starts in the first 3, and the horse managed to earn 246,740 Australian dollars in her career. Zippanese managed to win a listed race. She won the listed Proud Miss Stakes. She was also second in another 2 listed races, the Matrice Stakes, and she was second and third in the Oakbank Stakes in 2 different renewals. Listed winner, though, Zippanese. That's good of them to tell us, I think. Next one we need to take a look at is Communist, a gelding born in 2019. Sired by Russian Revolution out of Cappadocia. You'll see there that Eastern Charm is the second dam of this horse. And we're down now to Frivole being the 5th dam of Communist. Communist raced 20 times in his career, 4 wins, 3 seconds and 1/3. 8 of 20 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of 1,105,465 Australian dollars. Communist, another classic winner, I think. Communist won the Randwick Guineas of 2023. The horse was also second in the Group 2 Prestige Stakes and the listed Dulcify Stakes at Randwick. Horse was also third in the 2023 Eskimo Prince Stakes, over 6 furlongs again at Randwick. Horse trained by Michael Friedman. This one, another classic winner, Communist, but again, such as so many horses in Australia, gelded way too early. Horse bred and owned by the China Horse Club Racing, among others. Good horse, Communist. Next one we need to take a look at is Run to Perfection, a gelding. Born in 2016, sired by Sepoy out of El Shahar. People say this is the same line as well. Eastern Charm, Dubai Lass, Frivolous Lass. Run to Perfection raced 22 times in his career. The gelding, 3 wins, 6 seconds and 1/3. 10 out of 22 starts in the first 3. The horse managing to earn 138,958 New Zealand dollars in his career. Run to Perfection was as plenty of pattern race form. The horse was Group 2 placed in the James and Annie Sarton Memorial Stakes at Tirapa. The horse was also Group 3 placed in the Mr. Tiz Trophy at Ellerslie and was placed in another 2 listed races as well. The Legacy Lodge Sprint at Tirapa and the Mufasa Stakes, a race held at Ellerslie. So despite not getting his head in front, Run to Perfection was placed in 4 pattern races. They're a decent enough horse who raced in New Zealand and Australia. Extremely Lucky is the next one we need to take a look at. A gelding born in 2018, sired by Extreme Choice out of Tamarind Lane. People say again, Eastern Charm, the 2nd dam, Dubai Lass, the 3rd dam. Very interesting horse. Extremely Lucky, raced 24 times in his career, 4 wins, 2 seconds and 4/3. 10 of 24 starts in the first 3, and the horse managing to earn 316,225 Australian dollars in his career. Extremely Lucky was another one who managed to win the Group 3 John Hawke Stakes over 5.5 furlongs. The horse also won the listed Lightning Stakes at Morphettville, as well as being placed in another 4 listed races. Group 3 and listed winner. This horse, some interesting horses on this line. It's just a shame that so far a lot of them have been geldings. The next one we need to take a look at is a horse, Wild Rampage. Then again, this is a classic winner. Wild Rampage, a horse born in 1983, sired by Bletchingley out of Frivolous Lass. We're at the ones now out of Frivolous Lass, the same as ours, Frivole, you see. The same there out of Sisters to the 3rd dam of ours. Ultraviolet. Wild Rampage, according to these, raced 23 times in his career, 4 wins, 3 seconds and 3/3. So, yeah, they're a very good horse again. 10 out of 23 starts in the first 3. Horse managing to earn 78,710 Australian dollars. This horse won a St Ledger at some point. I don't know whether it's that race, the VATC Show Day Stakes handicap listed race, or it might be the WJT Clark Stakes, because we'll see later that this horse, Wild Rampage, is actually a St Ledger winner. And again, this site does an awful job of telling us that, doesn't it, really? Unfortunately. The next one we need to take a look at is For the Moment. For the Moment, a mare born in 1994, sired by Zabil, out of Miss Elliott. You'll see there, Frivolous Lass again. Is the second dam of this horse as well. For the Moment, raced 17 times in her career, 5 wins and 4/3. 9 out of 17 starts in the first 3 for earnings of 139,333 Australian dollars in her career. For the Moment, again, managed to win the listed Sky High Stakes of 1999. Group 1 placed in the Australia Stakes of 1998, third, and she was also placed in the Group 3 AJC Chairman's Handicap as in 1999. So Group 1 and Group 3 placed listed winner. For the Moment, she certainly did her bit. For the line, it's fair to say. We are now at Ultraviolet, a mare that we don't seem to have open in the tab again. So we'll click on her there. We're now at Ultraviolet, the 4th dam of the horse. Ultraviolet was a mare born in 1972, sired by In the Purple, a French stallion out of Frivol. Again, no record at all of the horse racing. We can't really believe that. We know that she's the dam of Group 1 winner Military Plume and the second dam of Monaco Consul, full sister to Frivolous Lass, and the third dam of Niconi. We know all that, but there's no record of Ultraviolet having raced on the track either. Born in 1972. And she is the 4th dam of our horse, Origin of Love. 5th dam of the horse, Frivol. Born in 1965, sired by another French stallion, Lafilou, out of Froth. Frivol, no one knows how many times she raced, but we do know that she won 5 races and earned, according to these, 4,839 Australian dollars when she was going round. Frivol was 2nd in the Hastings Gold Cup, and she was 3rd in the WRC Wellington Oaks of 1968. I think she won the Awapuni Stakes, according to that. But she was classic placed in 1968, the 5th dam of our horse, and we know that she is a black type producer through the horses we have looked at. Some very interesting horses. If you get people go back to the 6th dam of our horse, Froth, a mare born in 1954, sired by Faux Tirage, out of Homebrew. Froth, again, nobody knows how many times she raced, but people do know that she won 11 times, and nobody knows how much she won. This is a classic winner. Froth won the 1957 New Zealand Oaks. She also won the ARC Auckland Cup, and she also won the ARC Great Northern Oaks as well, the WRC Handicap, the Queen Elizabeth Handicap. She is a 1971 Broodmare of the Year. All these stakes winning progenies, Laelia, 1967 to 1971. Labour Day Cup, Swift General as well. That's another one that won the Australian St Ledger, 1963. And the Duke of Norfolk Stakes winner as well. Them horses there. Froth, what a career she had. Another classic winner, Dual Oaks winner of 1957. The dam of her, Homebrew and Odovar, you can keep going back there. The classic winners just keep coming. People take a look at this classic winning gelding, Brew, a horse born in 1994, sired by Sir Tristram. Not the first one we've had on that line. Out of that horse by Horlicks. People see that Froth is the 4th dam of this horse. Brew raced 44 times in his career, 7 wins, 8 seconds and 3/3. 18 of 44 starts in the first 3 for earnings of 383,467 Australian dollars. Brew won the Melbourne Cup of 2000, age 6. Also won the Saab Handicap Japan Trophy race as well. They also was second in the Mooney Valley Gold Cup, second in the Beer Street Stakes, the Stayers Handicap, fourth in the Group 1 Brisbane Cup. Out of a champion New Zealand mare, as we know, Horlicks, who we didn't look at. Yeah, this is the trouble you see with these lines. You can get dug deep into them. We've got to look at Horlicks now as well, because they just keep coming. Of course, that she won the 1989 Japan Cup, and she did. Top filly on the 1989-90 Australasian 4-year-old plus classification. Joint second top filly on the Australasian 4-year-old classification as well. 17 wins from 1,200 metres to 2,400 metres. Winning 3,411,000 New Zealand dollars, 625,000 Australian dollars. Brew, the winner of the Melbourne Cup, out to this dam. She won the Japan Cup. She won the DB Draft Classic twice. The TV New Zealand Group 1 race twice. She won the McKinnon, the Awapuni Gold Cup, and the Tim Rogers Stakes. What's a filly? Horlicks was. And she is the dam of that classic winner that we've seen, Brew. And it's just a shame that a lot of the sites just don't tell the full story. You know, very interesting that this site was to tell me that, because I didn't know that Horlicks was a good horse before I just looked at it. Very difficult to try and find where people are with some of these horses. Fiumicino is another one, a gelding, born in 2003, sired by Zabil, and again, out of Latte. People will see that Horlicks is also the second dam of this horse, Froth, the fifth dam. Fiumicino raced 16 times in his career, 4 wins and 3/3, 7 out of 16 starts in the first 3. Earnings of 1,438,725 Australian dollars. Fiumicino is a classic winner, Derby winner. Won the AJC Derby of 2006. The horse also won the HE Tancred Stakes as well of 2009. Third in the Group 1 Rosehill Guineas the same year, 2006. Trained by John Hawkes out of Flemington. Another classic winning gelding. Serious horse, Fiumicino, without any shadow of a doubt, to be good enough to win those races. Next one we need to take a look at is Interstellar. A horse born in 1986, sired by Starway, again, out of Jellu. So people will see that Froth is the second dam of this horse. Interstellar raced 26 times in her career, 4 wins and a third. 5 times out of 26 in the first 3 for earnings of 174,586 Australian dollars. Interstellar won the Group 1 Canterbury Guineas of 1993. She also won the Group 2 South Australia Jockey Club Size Produce Stakes, Group 2 as well. She also won the Geelong Derby Trial and was third in the AJC Champagne Stakes, Group 1 race of 1989. He retired to stud in 1992. Couldn't find any record of him siring any stakes winners, unlike Nicconi and the other stallions on this line that we've looked at. But yeah, very good horse. Interstellar, Guineas winner, Canterbury Guineas, and the Champagne Stakes third. Good horse. Next one we need to take a look at is Brava Genie. Brava Genie, a mare born in 1976, sired by Battle Wagon, out of Bravata. People will see that Froth, this is a long way back, this one I think. Audacity, Audax, Odavard. I think we've got Odavard open on one of our tabs. Bravado, Odavard is the third dam of Frivol and the second dam of Froth. We get to her eventually because, yeah, she is a classic winner. Some very interesting horses on this line. Brava Genie again is one that did win a classic. Nobody was willing to tell me it won a classic. In 1979, it won one of the versions of the Australian Oaks, which I will prove to you in a bit. But yeah, this is a very interesting horse as well. Brava Genie, another classic winner on the same line. Another one in the same boat, Sobar, a horse born in 1969, sired by So Big, out of Miss Philou. People will see, if they look at Miss Philou, that she is further back as well, Bravado, the fourth dam, in 1925, is the fourth dam of Frivol. So we're going back now over 100 years into this pedigree, and the classic winners are just coming. Because even though this doesn't tell us as well, this horse Sobar is also a classic winner, and we'll take a look where that fits in some point when we look at it on the historical damn line. That has really really given the full picture of how good this horse is. Origin of Love. Another one we need to take a look at is Peterman. Peterman, a gelding, born in 1962, signed again by Lafayette out of Lady Macbeth. People see again Bravado, the third dam of ours again. Just no one has even bothered. Peterman, they're telling us there that did win the 1965 Great Northern Derby, and the horse won the 1966 Trentham Stakes, the 1966 Wellington Derby as well, the Queen Elizabeth II Plate of 1965, and the 1966 ARC King's Plate. You know, this horse won some races, and for some reason, they're just not telling us. Maybe they don't want people to know. I don't know. It's all the people can think, isn't it? Peterman, another classic winner on this line as well. Another one I found was Mr. Bunnythorpe, a gelding, born in 1984, sired by Zamazan out of Salion D, I think that was. You'll see there, this is an interesting one because this goes back a long way. Yeah, I think Sigma, I think we're right back after that with War Scare and Gossip on this one. Have a look at Estland. There's Gossip, the second damlet, you see. These go back to the 1941 one. 1914 one, Sigma, is the horse we're looking at now, I think. Yeah, 1929. It wasn't that one, was it? Which one were we just looking at? There's just so many, isn't there? This one, it was Sigma, a mare, born in 1929. If we click back, it was this one, wasn't it? Yes. Mr. Bunnythorpe raced 61 times in his career, 5 wins, 3 seconds and 2 thirds. Only 10 times out of 61 starts, this horse was in the first 3, earning $120,370 in his career. I'm going to presume that's Australian dollars. This horse was going on with New Zealand. This horse won the Manawatu TV and Sound Handicap, a listed race. And this one, I think, was also a St. Ledger winner of some sort. We'll take a look on the historical damn line to see if it fits into that. But yeah, Mr. Bunnythorpe again. Good horse. Better than what this site gives it credit for. We're going to go back now to Miss Egypt, a mare born in 1920, sired by Egypt out of a dam called Pourpare, I think that says. Miss Egypt, a mare born in 1920 out of Gossip, is the second dam of this horse. This is another classic winner. Miss Egypt won the Great Northern Guineas of 1923. This line has been producing classic winners for 102 years, at least. You know, this is one of the deepest ones I've looked at in any sphere in the world at this stage. What a horse. Miss Egypt, another classic winner. Then all the way back to Estland. Estland, the horse himself, born in 1914. And you'll see there that he is out of Odevarb, I think, isn't he? Oh, no, way before that. Out of War School, like I've just looked at, Gossip. If we click on Frivol, you know, Bravado, War Scare is the 5th dam of Frivol. And also the dam of this horse, Eastland, the gelding, born in 1914, sired by Finland, out of War Scare. Again, Derby winner of 1917. It says 1918 there. I wonder if they can. Well, I know what's gone on there. It's one in the second half of the Southern Hemisphere season, hasn't it? In 1918, as a 3-year-old winner of the Great Northern Derby, Estland. I mean, incredible horse, it's fair to say. And this gives us a chance to really have a look at just how many. If you take War Scare there, look, Gossip, you've got all that, all the way down to Miss Egypt. You could have add another one if we were being greedy from 1955. Look. But she's out of a dam born in 1908. Look at that. You see Brew Melbourne Cup. Whichever one do we see? Bravo Jenny won the VRC Oaks of 1979. Sobar and Peterman. Sobar won the Guineas of 1972. Peterman won the Derby in New Zealand 1965. There's Mr. Bunnythorpe there. You see, won the New Zealand St. Ledger. I don't know if old horses are allowed to run in that. Miss Egypt won the 1923 New Zealand Guineas. Yeah, very interesting horses, Sobar and Peterman that we looked at Interstellar for your Messino, Brew. There's our little section, though, if we're being totally narrowing it down to our horse, is this section. You've got Froth, was the 5th dam of our horse, and you've got a Military Plume and Monaco Consul on this as well. Now, this horse has won a trial, and it's related to so many classic winners on this line. I can't help but think that this video, if this horse doesn't win, I can't help but think that we'll be trying others on this line if we spot them in future New Zealand and Australian classics. I think we missed Communist 3 years ago. That gave us one, didn't it? Yeah, we missed that one. But we're there now. We're on it now. So watch out. This horse here, Origin of Love, well, it could be anything, couldn't it? It's only ever raced 4 times in its life. It's been running around at, compared to some of them, a very low level at this stage, isn't it? A New Zealand Group 3 winner. I mean, has this horse got the pedigree to improve? I mean, what do you all think, having sat and watched this video? This is a Newman horse all day long, this one. And what's more, I do think, if you look at some of the others as well, they are Derby and Oaks horses as well. So maybe this horse stays further as well. And we get an Oaks out of it at some point, and a run in an Oaks. So this horse has got plenty of prospects, I think. Is the horse a classic horse? Well, it's looking like the horse is looking like she is going to line up in the New Zealand 1,000 guineas, which is the first classic of the Kiwi season. I mean, we've seen some of them on this line have ended up in Australia, haven't they, at some point? Have they raced in New Zealand before they've ended up in Australia? Who knows? But one thing is for certain, I do think this Origin of Love is a very interesting horse. And I do think that it is worth keeping an eye on at this early stage of the New Zealand Classic season, just to see where we end up with it. This is the first year that I've looked at the New Zealand Classic, so I do want to have a look at some horses. It'd be pointless looking at all the races and not following any, wouldn't it? We might have 2 in it yet. One of the videos I did from the other race, from the other one, Little Black Dress, is looking like she's going to line up as well. So it's looking like we've got 2 going round, maybe, in the first New Zealand Classic of the season. Hopefully, people will see them soon on a Classic Watch 2026.great/site.net. I think at some point, hopefully, all things being equal. I mean, all there is to do now really is take a look at the Group 3 War Decree Stakes at Riccarton Park and see what we make of this performance, from the horse. I mean, me personally, I thought this was a good performance. And we're going to take a look at it now and see what we think.
War Decree Stakes for the moment was slightly slow. There's Early Speed, Student of War and Shomer. Origin of Love underneath of those, and War of Silence up to make a line of 4 outside of the leaders. Nameless settles down 5th on the rail. Here's Lucy outside of it with a length away to Kiwi Magic, and then Professional Lad in the last 2 for the moment on the outside of Sweetheart. So Student of War is the leader. Out by a length on Shomer, and the race favourite War of Silence. He's trapped out 3 wide. In behind the leader is Origin of Love. Here's Lucy, the centre, racing 5th outside of Nameless. There's a length away to Professional Lad, and then Kiwi Magic from for the moment outside of Sweetheart. Leader, Student of War, led by a half on Shomer. Boston not panicking on the favourite. 3 wide, War of Silence a length away. Origin of Love overdoing it behind the pace. In the centre of horses, here's Lucy. A length away to the inside, Nameless, then Professional Lad. For the moment, well back on the outside of Kiwi Magic, and 2 lengths away to Sweetheart. The War Decree Stakes about to turn for home. Student of War's had a good lead. Shomer right there to challenge. Then the Tiakau pair. War of Silence to 3rd, now given a push. It's on the outside of Origin of Love, who travels well, can't get out for now. Then came Professional Lad, Student of War, Shomer. Stride for stride, Origin of Love's out now underneath of War of Silence. The leader now, Shomer, got past Student of War. Origin of Love got the gap between it, and War of Silence getting through. Sweetheart from the back, going to the lead. War of Silence, Professional Lad, Sweetheart, Origin of Love fighting back. Origin of Love, Professional Lad's putting in a dive on the outside. The post comes, and I think Origin of Love knows. 2, Professional Lad and War of Silence. Then Sweetheart. Next across, Nameless, and then Kiwi Magic from Shomer. Here's Lucy, Student of War, and for the moment, Origin of Love, horse 8, maybe just from Professional Lad, who's made it interesting on the line. Not far away was War of Silence and Sweetheart as well. It was a good finish to the Watercree Stakes. Origin of Love had her head in front. Professional Lad has flown late on the outside. War of Silence, the middle. Origin of Love in front, getting short of the post. They hit it, and she's going to win it, I think, just by the barest of margins. 8, Origin of Love, to beat 4, Professional Lad. 1, War of Silence. He just got trapped out from the draw, and number 9, Sweetheart, will be...
Very interesting performance, I thought that was. I mean, it's safe to say there that I think the commentator did sum that up quite well, the horse. The horse did take a while to get out, but once the horse did get out, I think it finished off the race very well. Will it stay further? Well, I hope it will. You know, if they cool round again and they sprint at the end like they do. You know, sometimes I do think this horse, when you look at the pedigree of the horse and all those classic winners, I do think that this horse in the Guineas is worthy of a place on pedigree. Of course it is. There's been Guineas winners in there. But is this one really that could come into its strength? Over a little bit further, you saw a lot more Derby and Oaks winners than you did Guineas winners in that historic pedigree, didn't you? Very interesting horse. But I do think now she's won the Group 3 Watercree Stakes, Origin of Love is a definite, legitimate Classic Watch 26 possible at this stage. And with the race being less than 2 days away, if Origin of Love was to line up, then it would be safe to say that she will be appearing as the second horse on our New Zealand horses, along with a little black dress who we did that video a long time ago, just to get her on side. But Origin of Love, definitely a definite, legitimate classic contender, as I've just said. Right, I think I can leave this video here now. Thank you very much to everybody who's taken the time to watch it. I hope you learned as much about these horses watching this video as I did making it. Because, yeah, this is a line, I think, that we could be on for a few years up here. You know, some interesting horses on it, ain't there? And it's just a matter of finding the modern day ones. What's coming up over the coming weeks? Well, there's the Badger Beer Ale Chase at Wincanton, Holden Gold Cup at Exeter, National Hunt Racing starting to take over a bit in the UK now. What's coming up on Saturday? There's obviously a few races in Flemington as well, again, before they begin to head really out to Western Australia soon at some point. And there's not many Group 1s out there for 3-year-olds. That's why I've deliberately not looked out there, because there just isn't the races for them. But what I will do at the end of this video is I'll give everybody a chance to look at the playlist. The Classic Watch 26 Possibles playlist. I will leave a copy of that at the end of this video, so you'll be able to watch that. And I'll also give those of you that have watched this video without choosing to subscribe to any of my content, I'll give you all an opportunity to subscribe to the channel as well. That way you will not miss any of my content moving forward, and you'll be across the YouTube channel. I always like to mention the Patreon as well, Newman Racing. It's called on Patreon, some free content, some paid content. It always gives you an opportunity to support me as well, if you think that is the right thing to do. That is entirely up to you. But for now, I think, like I said, I can think about leaving this video here. Enjoy the rest of your week, everybody, and the upcoming weekend. Not really the strongest weekend of racing in the UK as we head really into what is the mundane National Hunt Racing, just killing time until March, really. But for now, I think I'll leave this video here. Take care of everybody. Look after yourselves and your loved ones. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch the video, and take care. Goodbye.